Hi again then guys, and so we've got another GranTurismo 6 top speed tune for you today, and this time it's for one of the lesser used GT race cars. It's the Audi R8 LMS, but this is not the blue and yellow version that you win in career mode. This is the Team PlayStation version. There are two versions of this car. There's a silver version and there's the Team PlayStation colours. They're both non-premiums and they're pretty much the same, they just have a different livery. So I would recommend having racing soft tyres. For suspension, we've got the ride height as low as possible at the back, 20mm higher at the front, springs on 17, for dampers 1 on compression, 3 on extension, anti-roll as low as possible, along with the camber and toe on neutral. For the gearbox, an auto setting of 249, then for the individual gears we've got 4, 2575, 1825, 1375, 1075 and 875 with a final drive of 2.9. For the diff, same as usual, low initial torque, high acceleration and low braking. You want both of your power upgrades obviously and your downforce set to the minimum. Traction control, of course, I would always recommend turning off. And interestingly, this is actually more powerful than the Team Phoenix version, which is by far the most popular version of the racing Audi R8s, not including the LMP of course. And I think the reason for that is purely because you can win it in career mode. So many people ended up owning the car that what's the point of buying another one? When you've already got that car, there's no real need to buy a different livery or a different team. But the funny thing is, this car, although a non-premium, is more powerful. It's also slightly heavier, 50 kilos heavier at 1300 kilos compared to 1250, but it produces around 7 to 10 horsepower more, something like that. Top speed wise, it's a very impressive car actually. The handling at high speed is remarkably good, especially considering that the front end is raised considerably compared to the rear. 20mm may not sound like much, but on many racing cars that makes the difference between being able to turn a corner and just smashing into the wall. The Nissan Nismo GTR, for instance, not the LM car but the Team RJN Academy car, that car has a phenomenal top speed, well, phenomenal, pretty good, let's say, but it will not turn. It literally will not turn the corner on this track. This car goes faster than that, and it has the raised suspension, and it handles perfectly, so it really does differentiate massively between racing cars as to what cars can cope with what settings. This car absolutely loves these settings. It has a cruising speed of 264, as you can see, which is among the highest of the GT class. That puts it on par with, say, the Zonda R or the BMW Z4 GT3, the Mercedes SLS GT3. So pretty impressive, and of all of those cars, this is probably the most underestimated. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use this car online. I'm sure there are people who do own and love the car, but I've personally never seen anyone use it. I've seen a fair few people use the blue and yellow version, the Team Phoenix, for obvious reasons. As I said, you win it in career mode, so it's easy to afford to tune it because you don't have to pay for buying it. This car, though, I would recommend giving a chance. It does unfortunately cost a lot more than the Team Phoenix version. The Team Phoenix is a 400,000 credit car. This car costs almost 1.6 million. So there's a massive, massive difference in price. But I would say this is a better car overall. It has better handling, and I'm not sure if it is faster for acceleration, but it certainly feels quicker. As far as draft potential, you've actually got a really decent amount as well, whereas many of these racing cars have to sit on the red line to get the best out of them. This one, though, loves sitting at around 8,000 RPM, so you can easily slipstream this car up around, say, probably the 290 region, if not 300. If you do need it to do more than that, of course, then you will want to extend the final drive a little bit lower, and the car certainly has a ton of potential. So, if you fancy trying this tune, I hope, of course, that you find it fun and competitive. And if you're new to the channel, or would just like to keep up with tunes like this as soon as they come out, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.